Hello, welcome to Eriu Tarot Readings. I'm Eriu and let's have a look at your September Love 2020 reading. So remember, this is normally based on your sun sign. If you don't get all that you need from this one, do check out your moon and your rising sign as well. And more importantly, because this is your love reading, have a look at your Venus and your Mars sign as well. But enough of all that, let's see what September Love has in store for you. I'm really looking forward to it. Hi Aquarius, welcome to your September Love Reading 2020. This particular deck is the Druid Craft Tarot deck. It's by Phillip and Stephanie Carr Gomm and it's illustrated by Worthington. So it's got a real Celtic pagan vibe, which I totally dig. So I love this and I really hope you'll like it as well. So without further ado, let's check out your reading. So at the very center of this spread, you'll see that there's one card that hasn't been turned over, this middle card here. This is the outcome card. I don't know what this card is either, so we're going to reveal it together later on at the end of the reading. But let's have a look at you. So Aquarius, your very top row and your love interest, the person that you're currently with or the person coming towards you or surrounding you in September, is the bottom row. So very first card for you, top left hand corner there, we have the Four of Cups. So this is how you are currently. So for some of you that are single or just became single, there's an element of people coming towards you who are most certainly interested in you, Aquarius. Did you know this? They really are interested in you, but the ones that are coming towards you aren't necessarily ones that you are interested in. There is someone just behind you that is observing you, that sees you, and that would like to actually have some sort of romantic encounter with you. And they actually are really quite attractive. But I don't think you see that. You don't see this person as a potential. But the Four of Cups here is governed, as we always know, by Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces energy. It's about our emotions, it's about healing and using our emotions to heal, because that is a powerful force. With the Four of Cups, we're seeing somebody here who is kind of down in the dumps a little bit about the love life. Or if you're with somebody, maybe things have slowed down, maybe the interest is slowing down and you're not really seeing, or you just need to be reminded of the wonderful characteristics of this person, what they bring to your life, and that they themselves could be their cup doth runneth over with emotion for you. But let's have a look at the person that you are interested in or the person you're currently with. So we have them, very first card just underneath you on the bottom left hand corner, the Strength card. First major arcana I can see, and to be honest we have 4 major arcana, so that's really great. So this universal energy governs Leo, the Strength card. Traditionally, we would see the woman taming the lion. Here we have a wild boar out in the forest. Again, very, very pagan. And we have a woman here who very much knows her stuff, who knows who she is very loving, is bold, is charismatic, is not reluctant to change or move too much, but they're very dignified and I want to say stubborn in a good way. Like, they don't move too much. Like, if somebody tried to push them over, even verbally, they wouldn't stand a chance. This person's very much rooted within themselves. And that is that inner strength that we talk about quite a bit. Inner strength that you can learn over time, but some people just inherently have from the minute they're born. And this is this person. This is how they currently are. So they really know who they are, what they want out of life and where they want to go. And even as I'm saying this, I'm standing taller and I'm being more direct and I know what I'm saying. And so that energy is really coming across to me. And also, but understanding themselves a little bit, because the beast here, as we see, the wild boar, it's the other side of the coin for us. It's the other side of ourselves, and having to tame our own inner demons can be a struggle, and it's something we'll always have to deal with as being human beings for the rest of our lives. But seeing this person know that about themselves and knowing how to take care of that by themselves is a strength within itself. So that's how they currently are. Now, your second card in how you see this relationship or potential is the Lovers card. So Aquarius, I think you see this about this person, you know this about this person, and it is extremely attractive to you. It may be a case that you've kind of forgotten that, as I said, over time, especially if we're in long-term relationships. But there are moments and sparks where we really see that thing about the person that we really find attractive. Or if this is a new person coming in for you, this way of being is very attractive to you, Aquarius. Because remember, as I said, the Strength card is governed by Leo. Leo is your polar opposite, so you'll either repel or you'll come together. And so I see you very much so coming together in the Lovers card. This is a lovely major arcana. We have two people here. It's very much a togetherness and being one with themselves, being one with nature, showing yourself to the other person. And it almost has a ripple effect throughout the rest of your life. So when your love life is in a good state, it seems to be that the rest of our life seems pretty good, or at least it's way more bearable because we're on top of the world with our love life, right? So I see you doing that. I see you putting down roots as well with this person. This card is also about fertility. So how you see this relationship is something that is quite fertile, that is something that can grow between the two of you, and can even potentially, with this card, fertility in the obvious sense of possible offspring. So some of you may be looking at this person thinking, you know what, I'd have your babies, or do you know what, I want you to have my children. Like, it's that sort of vibe. But I keep hearing the word parental. So if some of you are not interested in possibly being parents, which is also just as good, this is saying just be careful about protection and precaution. But what I really love, and I kind of relish in for you, Aquarius, is that you're really considering this with this person. And not that, and I said this in the Gemini video as well, not that air signs, me included, Libra, not that we're not emotional, but sometimes it takes someone to spark that within us. And Aquarius, you don't always care for that sort of thing. You sometimes go, well, look, I'm actually doing this thing, I'm doing my own thing, it's really interesting, and that kind of drives you a lot more. So to see you relish in almost the fantasy of this potential relationship or the relationship that you're in is really I'm happy for you to do that, and I keep doing that. I think that's great. Now, how this person sees a relationship is the 8 of Cups. So we've got really different ways of viewing things here, but that's not too bad. So 8 of Cups here is about walking away from something that is emotionally destructive, that has caused you a lot of pain, and you're choosing. So it's very different from the 5 of Pentacles, where you have no choice but to walk away. This 8 of Cups is saying, I am choosing to emotionally walk away from things. So I feel whatever was in the past with this particular person, they don't want to bring it into this relationship. They want to let it go. They want the past to be the past, and they also want previous lovers or partners to stay in the past. And I feel that this person has a very strong conviction in that, and I get the feeling that there won't be ex-partners knocking at your door. The past stays in the past, Aquarius. I'm not quite sure if you were worried about that. If you were, then I'm glad I could deliver that message of kind of clarity and solace to you. For those of you who weren't thinking that, you now have that on board. Check that off your list too. It's clear to me that this person is obviously an emotionally in tune person, and that waters are deep with them, but that they have a great ability to direct those emotions in an appropriate manner that works best for them. And with this card, that sort of energy is great because they don't become overwhelmed or engulfed by their emotions and make decisions with haste. With haste. Now let's look at your third card here. We have the High Priest, another major arcana for you. Beautiful. And this is in your headspace. So traditionally, the High Priest in, say, the Rider-Waite deck is very, again, that's the word, traditional in garment, traditional in stature, and governs the institution of marriage and love, but on a more religious level, but also governs other institutions as well. With this particular card, with this deck, we are looking at tradition, but we're also looking at guidance. We're looking at conformity to a certain degree. We're looking at ceremonial and legal procedures of marriage, and also the desire for marriage. We're also looking at following following your passions, but also gathering wisdom and counsel of others, and the significance of what it means to have a teacher or a mentor in your life. So really, Aquarius, this card is completely contrasting to who you actually are. Very individual, non-conformist, really cool, rebellious streak, which I love. But this is saying your headspace is considering a different route. So in many ways, you may not have thought, oh, marriage is the way for me. You may not have thought religion, it's not really the thing for me. Conformity, definitely not the thing for you. But to follow your passion and intuition, yeah, absolutely. And then also to seek counsel, the wisdom of others that you know and that you deem to be quite close to your heart is really important. Also the significance again of a teacher or a mentor, going to someone and speaking to them about it. So I see you really taking hold and taking stock of the potential of this relationship in a major way, because we have the major arcana here. So you are doing what the average Aquarian would do, which would be to research, to seek, to ask, to question, to find results, to find answers, to push the envelope, to bring the envelope back. You're doing all those things, but you're doing it with a different mindset now, because the answers that you're seeking to your questions are questions that you may have never thought you'd ask before. So your headspace is considering this person as someone who could move forward with them, but also you're quite I see you enjoying the mental acrobatics of the possibilities of marriage. If you weren't into it before, you kind of are. So I like that you're again indulging the Lovers card and the High Priest card here next to each other, just really going into another world that you maybe thought you would be closed off to, or that you yourself felt you would have closed to. Now, in the headspace of the other person, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So you're thinking about it and they're already there. So 10 of Pentacles here, 10, a completion, an overall cycle ending, a new one beginning. We have the Pentacle energy of Virgo, Capricorn and Taurus coming in here and saying, I know you're thinking about it, so am I, but I'm really making it happen. So you're either in a relationship with someone who's very forthright in their opinions, but also executing them and making sure they physically get what they want out of life. Somebody who may enjoy routine, who also has strong family bond or family values or family ties, and that's something that they hold close to their heart, which in many ways that you also respect. So in their head, they are thinking about manifesting, physically manifesting a perfect life with you, whatever perfect may be to you. And it doesn't have to be the white picket fence. It doesn't have to be, was it 4.2 kids? That's incorrect. 2.4 kids? 2.0, whatever that, put in the comments. I don't know what that is, but you know the phrase I'm trying to say, where you have the dog, you have the SUV, you know, all that stuff. It doesn't need to be picture perfect, but it's perfect for the both of you, and this person is really looking into it, and they're also financially investing in that. So I don't know if you're aware of this, Aquarius, that they are considering and will put money towards the future for both of you. So this person is keen on you, and in many ways is wanting to let you know that in the physical world, if not even just with words, but by their actions too. Now, in your heart space, which is your last card, we do have the Four of Wands. So as much as you have influence on them, they really have an influence on you as well, because Wands is fire energy. So you seeing them seeing them think about the creation of your life together is equally as inspiring to you, and it makes you want to feel more stable. It makes you want to give security, and the Ten of Pentacles allows you to consider even creating that home, as I said before, because the Four of Wands is about creating that happy home with the people that you love in it. It's not exactly a 10, it is a 4, so it could essentially just mean the two of you, or it could mean the two of you and say a child or possibly an animal. So it's the beginnings of life together. But it is a gorgeous card, and even in this particular deck, with all its simplicity, we do see the tradition of the home there, and that home is where the heart is in many ways. Stability coming from both of you, because we have 4, and when we think of the Two of Wands, Two of Wands is creating your destiny that you want. So when we see 4 here and we attribute it to 2 people, what we have is 2 people on the same page. And isn't that half the battle in relationships, Aquarius, because a lot of times people don't get what page you're on. And it takes a really specific and compassionate and fun, loving person to be like, that's the page Aquarius is on. Cool. I'm going to do that as well. So as I said, home is where the heart is. And with this home being in your heart space, I think you're really ready for that next stage in life. Now, what they have just below you in their heart space is the High Priestess. So a little bit different from what you have, not completely. I see a lot of more emotional energy in this person, or I should say they operate from a more emotional standpoint, even though you don't see it. I think how they are how they show themselves in comparison to how the emotions work on the inside are quite different, and you've kind of copped that early on, Aquarius. So the High Priestess here is a major arcana. It is about the things that we can feel but the things we cannot see. So being in the dark about something, having secrets, and an element of mysticism towards you. It's not necessarily a bad thing, though. I mean, there are times in life where we shouldn't know everything, because that would be really boring. And then the element of surprise and the element of wonder and wonderfulness, it kind of gets eradicated. So we want to be in a state where we don't know everything, because as human beings, we'd enjoy it a lot more after that. There are things about this person that you may never know about, and is more importantly, it's the things that are in their heart, or how their heart has been affected by other people. That's in their heart space towards you, and I wouldn't take it personally, and I wouldn't, as being as inquisitive as I am, I wouldn't ask the questions, because every person holds their own things that they will bring to the grave with themselves. And I think this person holds maybe a few more scars than you do. So there's almost no need to drag it up, because the past doesn't even come into it. And we saw that with the Eight of Cups as well. But they also say to you, you don't need to give all of yourself to me either. I'm happy with what you give me, because I'm happy with who you are, and I'm happy with who I am. So they're saying as well, it's okay for you to have your own secrets. It's okay for you to go off and do your own thing at times. Actually, they're saying, I'd prefer at times if you went off and you did your own thing, because then you come back to them as a happier, whole, more complete person, and as we keep hearing, a better version of yourself, Aquarius. So it's not a bad thing. I wouldn't worry too much about it. If they go inwards during times of emotion, just let them go through that process, and then ask them later on. And I feel that for them, it's finding it out emotionally and then being able to verbalize it later on. So a little bit slower than maybe what you could have been used to, but by no means in a bad way. Okay, Aquarius, let's have a look now at your outcome card. The Hanged Man. Okay, so another major arcana. So we're doing quite well with major arcanas, Aquarius. So the Hanged Man is here. As we can see, the Hanged Man is hanging upside down from the Tree of Life. And so really, for the outcome for you is to see things from a different perspective. By that, it could mean that you might have to step into these person's shoes every now and again to understand really where they're coming from. I don't see too many things that are opposing between the two of you. I don't see a lot of differences, but at times of real importance, there may very well be. So for you to see it from a different angle and a different perspective, and to be kind of open about that as well. This card is also saying that you need to give patience to some things, and also to surrender oneself to the other person, which both of you seem like two very strong people in your own ways. And that element of letting go and surrendering to the other can be quite daunting. So this is saying, if you want this relationship to progress, Aquarius, that is something that you will have to do. And you will experience deeper feelings, on an everyday circumstance. Your inner awareness does heighten, and your sensitivities are developed through this relationship. But it's the letting go of expectations in order to discover more about yourself and a particular situation that will really show you results. So remember that patience is really key to a lot of this. All right, Aquarius, I hope you liked this reading. If you dig what I do, please like and subscribe. And as I said, if you like this format or you'd like to see a different type of format, a reading that you'd really love to see, a particular theme, put it in the comment section. Let me know. I'm going to create tarot readings around that and we'll see how we get on. Until then, Aquarius, have a great month. Love you so much. You're my last reading, but certainly not least. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you soon. Bye.